Good morning, my brothers. My name is Ken Haynes. I went to Music City, Tres Dias, number 37, where I sat at the table of Paul. Today is March 18th, so we turn to the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, for God's daily dose of wisdom. And as I was reading through Proverbs 18, I got all the way down to verse 13 before it jumped off the page. And it reads like this: He who gives an answer before he hears, it is folly and shame to him. Interesting. What's he talking about? Well, the key to this whole verse is right there in that word hears. That word hears is the word shema. It's a Hebrew word, and it doesn't just mean to hear or to listen. It's to hear and listen with an ear towards understanding and obeying. In fact, we find that in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verses 4 through 5, where we read, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might." That Shema, that's what the Jewish people refer to as the Shema. That is said twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. It's the pinnacle of the prayers, of the morning prayers and the evening prayers. And so when you read Proverbs 18:13 and it says, "He who gives an answer before he hears, before he shemas, it is folly and shame to him," we get a better understanding of what he's talking about there. He's talking about being attentive and listening intently and being fully present, which is unfortunately not something that I can say that I did with my kids when they were growing up. My parents treated me, kids were to be seen and not heard. And unfortunately, to my folly and shame, I passed on that tradition to my boys. I remember a situation once when I was working at home, and I was working on the computer, and my son, Robert, who I think he was probably about 7, maybe 6 or 7 years old at the time, he came up to me and he says, "Hey, Dad, I need to talk to you." And without taking my eyes off the screen or my fingers off the keyboard, I said, "Go ahead. What is it that you need?" He said, "No, I really need to talk to you, Dad." And I said, "Robert, I can hear you. What is it that you want?" I was distracted with work and I was looking at, and he said, "Dad, I need you to listen with your eyes." Wow. I was convicted. Out of the mouth of a 7-year-old boy, the truth of God came to my ears. He who gives an answer before he shemas, before he pays close attention, it is folly and shame to him. And in that moment, it was folly and shame to me. It's interesting. Contrast that with our Heavenly Father, who's fully present whenever we talk to him. He's not scrolling on his Facebook or checking his Instagram or text messages or emails. No, he is fully present whenever we go to him. Even though he already knows the answer to the questions that we have, he already knows and understands the deepest part of our concerns within our hearts. He listens, he hears, and he waits to give an answer. As fathers and grandfathers, I hope that we can take a page out of that book and that we can be fully present with the people around us, whether it's our spouses, our children, our grandchildren, the people that are in our circle of influence, our sphere of influence. My prayer for us today is that we would be fully present and that we would shema before we give an answer. My brothers, I love you, each and every one of you. I'm excited for the women this weekend, continuing to pray for them. Saturday's a big, big day. We all know that. Go out and make a difference in someone's life today. God bless you.